Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Apocryphal Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything Friday Apocryphal and podcast. And boy, do we have a show for you today. Today we are covering the life of Adam and Eve, Part 2, Electric Boogaloo, the Apocalypse of Moses, Turbo Championship Edition.
Chapters 22 through 33.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Turbo Championship Edition.
Yeah, like Street Fighter 2.
Yeah. All right. So before we get started with the reading,
reading from what book?
Oh, well, you see, I have the Old Testament Pseudepigrapha, Volume 2, edited by James H. Charlesworth, and the section on the life of Adam and Eve is written by M.D. Johnson.
Not a real doctor.
Probably not.
Might be.
But not like a medical doctor.
Could be.
Also could be, but probably not.
Probably not.
Those would be two, if you have like a PhD in, I don't know, biblical studies and have a medical license.
Well, technically speaking, the doctorate as a degree started within religious universities for religious degrees rather than being for, being a medical doctor. So it's the OG doctorate.
The OG doctorate. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But as you were saying...
Yeah, before we get into the readings for the day, we got a couple of announcements, actually.
A couple?
Yeah, a couple. More than one.
Well, why don't you announce them?
I will. So the first one.
That's why.
So of course on Sunday we'll be starting John, right? We just finished Luke.
The final gospel.
Yeah, the final gospel and
in the Bible. And there's other gospels.
The one where we should have started, according to my mother's friend. You got to start in John for out of the whole Bible. And before that show, I will be doing another show with Arn Ra on his channel, and we're going to be covering Genesis 1 and 2.
Wow, and that'll kind of like, as long as you're going into commentaries and shit, that'll supersede the incredibly shitty Genesis coverage that we did.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to redeem myself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so...
Is this going to be an ongoing thing on Sundays?
I think it's going to be bi-weekly.
All right.
Yeah. We might change it up depending.
You have to plug the channel every episode.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
I will plug the channel every episode.
You better.
Hopefully that'll drive some viewership to this channel. It'd be nice.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Viewers?
Yeah, viewers.
How would we have viewers?
I don't believe it.
Totally not possible. So excited to get started on that. I'm going to be grabbing a few commentaries that we have here. And then another announcement. Chris has been working on something.
Oh, don't even bother.
I want to bother because I think it's really good.
Thanks.
So I don't know.
Wait, is it the Saints show?
Copium.
Wait, is it the science show?
Oh, more copium.
Yeah, how about any of Armchair Philosophy episodes?
I produced some of those, and then what's the point? Get any viewers?
Right? Yeah. Some of them get them out, but either way, yeah. So Chris has been working on. If you've ever played Magic the Gathering, he's been working on a biblical version of that.
Oh.
Yeah, all the cards are biblical.
Yeah.
Or apocryphal, I guess. Like, they're all based on that stuff.
Our shows and our backgrounds. Literally, that they just use our shows backgrounds to make cards. That's all I've done.
So I'm not sure. I think it'd be fun to play that.
I mean, I've made like 155 cards. I need 330 to be a full set, though. So I'm not there yet.
Right.
Yeah.
But
you should go for 666.
You know,
the perfect number.
I could fuck my whole life over and just keep working on this and not eat or sleep.
Who needs those things?
What? Yeah, I'll just keep Right.
You don't like either of those things anyway.
It's true. If I had the option, I'd just ignore those. I really would.
Yeah.
Just keep chugging on these magic cards.
Yeah. So I think
666. That's fun.
Yeah, I think it would be fun. So yeah, those are the announcements there. I will be on Arn's channel on Sunday before this show on Sunday. And then I work on Sundays. Man, my Sundays are just fucked.
I said that.
I mean, they're already fucked beforehand, so why not?
You know, I have an announcement.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. My announcement is that right now we're going to be reading chapter 22.
Yeah, here you go. I can help you with that, actually, by handing you the book.
Oh, verily, thank you kindly, good sir.
Oh, God.
Yo, you're welcome so much.
Yo.
Forsooth, I say unto you that we shall proceed.
With chapter 22 of the Apocalypse of Moses.
Thanks.
Turbo Championship Edition.
Yeah. And I think we just got done with the part where the snake was basically coerced, I guess, or
Possessed.
Possessed. That's right.
Yeah.
It was really weird how the phrasing was, right? Because it was unclear if Satan had taken the form of the snake or if he was just speaking through the snake.
Now, next week, are we going to be finishing the life of Adam and Eve?
Yes, we will.
Because it's 43 chapters.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I have noted before that the Quran borrows elements from the life of Adam and Eve. Probably the biggest element is Satan not bowing down to Adam.
Sure.
Right. Eventually, when we read the Quran, we're going to probably be able to call on this pretty frequently. So I hope you've been taking your notes.
I mean, I have been taking note while we were reading. Yeah.
Please
Wonderful.
note that there might be some time between us when we finish reading the Bible and start reading the Quran.
Yeah, we also have...
I actually wanted to do a redesign of the whole place here.
Oh, that's right. You didn't want to do that.
Yeah. And you know what? It'll be a good idea for security reasons. If you're reading the Quran here, that I do that, you'll be really happy that I did.
And we also do want to take a dive into the Book of Mormon because there's a lot of...
Take a look at this guy's Islamophobia.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Not my concern, just generic concerns for you guys and everyone.
I mean, to be fair, I don't care what happens to me either way.
I care what happens to me.
Christopher Hitchens never got assassinated, so...
That is true.
Where is
he did
now?
not. Well, he died of cancer.
Yeah.
That you guys just basically told me he got assassinated.
No,
Thanks.
that's not what assassination
assassinated
is.
with cancer.
That's right. They put a little bit of plutonium in some of his food, and it passed through his system, but it was enough to irradiate him, and he died.
Wow. That's a hell of a conspiracy
That
theory.
is-
That's
that
just what you
quite-
could say about anybody who died of cancer, which is actually really unfortunate because it might not be somebody trying to assassinate them. That just literally could
Yeah, I
happen.
think he just fucking got...
That
He's
could've
also he smoked all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't even really
Drank
know much about
too.
it.
Yeah, drank a shit ton. Yeah.
We're going through 33.
His health wasn't really great. Yes, I
Now,
believe.
33 is going to be in the middle of a section, but okay.
All the more reason it would have never seemed like an assassin. Anyways,
Wow.
just joking, just joking.
So let me continue on here. Let's start with chapter 22, the appearance of God in paradise.
Ah, perfect.
Yes. Okay, and this is still Eve talking.
Right.
So I have to do the Eve voice.
Oh, no.
And in the same hour, we heard the archangel Michael sounding his trumpet, calling the angels, saying, "Thus says the Lord, come with me into paradise and hear the sentence which I pronounce on Adam." And as we heard the archangel sounding the trumpet, we said, "Behold, behold!
Behold.
God is coming into paradise to judge us." We were afraid and hid, and God returned to paradise, seated on a chariot of cherubim, and the angels were praising him. When God came into paradise, all the plants, both of the portion of Adam and also of my portion, bloomed forth and were established. And the throne of God was made ready where the tree of life was.
So, of course, if you remember, they basically had everything split between them, right? Like, I think, what was it? All the female animals went to Eve's side, and all the male animals went to Adam's side, right? And all the plants were portioned to them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, according to 2nd Enoch 8:3,
Oh, second Enoch. There we
when
go.
God comes into paradise, he locates himself at the tree of life. Now, I'm going to pull this up. Yeah, I forgot.
I believe it's in here too, right?
Wonderful.
Oh my God, I flipped right to it.
8:3?
No, not I wish, but not that far away from 8:3. So 2nd Enoch 8.
Yeah, and in the midst of the trees, that of life, in that place whereon the Lord rests when he goes up into paradise. And this tree is of ineffable goodness and fragrance, and adorned more than every existing thing. And on all sides it is in form gold-looking and vermilion and fire-like, and covers all, and it has produce from all fruits.
So it's the Erd tree from Elden Ring.
It's the super tree.
Yeah.
It's like a superfruit producer.
yeah, I guess. Yeah. So I mean, essentially that's the same thing as it says in here. So just a slightly different translation.
Also, my voice for Eve
It's getting hard.
is getting hard.
Yeah.
But it should not offend anyone, I'm sure.
I don't think so.
I'm offended for no one.
Well, Chris is offended.
No,
Chris is always offended.
He would be, because he sounds like this whenever he talks.
That's true. That's true. He does.
At all times.
Yeah.
You've called me
You
out.
know that nerd guy from Robot Chicken?
No.
I do.
Yeah.
He talks kind of like that.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Chapter 23. And God called Adam, saying, Adam, where did you hide, thinking that I would not find you? Can a house hide from its builder?
I like how they like, because in this entire book they've been trying to like answer dilemmas that took place in Genesis, right? So like when it came to like, why did Eve, after eating the fruit and realizing it was wrong to eat the fruit, having moral knowledge now, give it to Adam? Well, they explained that through like a deal between her and Satan.
And also because she was poisoned with covetousness.
Yeah. So they explained that away. And then remember we were questioning like, Adam, where are you? The whole kind of thing. Like, why would God need to look for him? Well, now they have it here. Like, it's part of a rhetorical question.
Yeah. He's like, he's not asking, where are you? It's like, bruh, why did you hide? You know that I can find you.
Yeah, I'm God. So they also answer that dilemma.
Then your father answered and said, O Lord, we are not hiding, thinking that we would not be discovered by you, but rather I am afraid because I am naked, and I stood in awe of your might, O Lord.
See, that's just no, because obviously God already knows what you look like in like the most truest form, right?
Yeah.
Right, truish.
It's a bit like your dog being like, I'm naked.
Like, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Hope you don't mind.
Yeah. God said to him, who showed you that you are naked, unless you have forsaken my commandment, which I delivered to you to keep? Then Adam remembered the word which I spoke to him when I wanted to deceive him. I will make you safe from God. And he turned and said to me, why have you done this? And I also remembered the word of the serpent, and I said, the serpent deceived me.
Yeah. I mean, the entire character of Eve is the serpent deceived me.
Yeah.
It was a snake.
Now, I have just finished that section, but I'm going to continue on for a bit before I hand it off to you.
Okay.
Then you can start at this section at 27.
All right.
So 24. God said to Adam, because you transgressed my commandment and listened to your wife, cursed is the ground in your labors. For when you work it, it will not give its strength. It shall yield you brambles and thistles, and with sweat on your brow shall you eat your bread. You will suffer many a hardship. You will grow weary and not rest. Be afflicted with bitterness and not taste sweetness. Be oppressed by heat and burdened by cold. You will toil much and not gain wealth. You will grow fat and finally not be. And the animals over which you ruled will rise up against you in disorder because you did not keep my commandment.
So the description there about like working on the fields is really similar to Hesiod's Works and Days, because the entire so Works and Days is basically just like an angry letter written by Hesiod to his brother, and he's like giving him like a whole bunch of advice about life, and that includes how hard it is to work for these. To work for good crop yield, and to he gives a whole bunch of random advice. Like he also, I think I showed you guys the thing about women. Yeah, there's that, which was just he was fucking on something. And then there was something about you got to pee in the right direction. That was in there too somewhere.
Well, you don't want to piss into the wind.
Yeah, something like that. So there was a lot of like advice that you were just like, why? This is a weird thing to be reading in an ancient book. But a lot of it was concentrated on like how tough the winter months are. So it did remind me of that. I don't think it's necessarily, textually related. But.
Right. Now, what is textually related is this, what I just read, to the beginning of the Vita. You remember at the beginning of the Vita, they had this whole thing, which is that they could not find food.
Yeah.
Right? And here you have a reason for that God specifically said that they're going to engage in working the land, and it's going to be a lot of work, and it's not going to produce much.
Get you anything, yeah.
So there is reason for it. Chapter 25. Turning to me, the Lord said to me, since you have listened to the serpent and ignored my commandment, you shall suffer birth pangs and unspeakable pains. With much trembling you shall bear children, and on that occasion you shall come near to lose your life from your great anguish and pains. And you shall confess and say, Lord, Lord, save me, and I will never again turn to the sin of the flesh. And by this, according to your word, I will judge you, because of the enmity which the enemy has placed in you. And yet you shall turn again to your husband, and he shall rule over you.
So, God's, he's kind of always a dick, right? But this, it's in songs a lot, but it's also like, it's very popular in like, in modern media where, someone's like, you're going to wish you had me. You're going to come crawling back to me kind of thing.
Yeah. Now, there are a few textual things about this where it says birth pangs. Fuchs rightly suggests that the Greek mataios follies resulted from reading the Hebrew original Hebaim, birth pangs, as Hebalim, vanities. The translator in a certain thing suggests that the Greek originally read kamatoi, labors, as in D3, or makthois, hardships. Now, there are some parallels here with Talmudic works. We're not going to get into it.
I mean, that would make sense because you could tell that some rabbis wrote this because the amount of it's the same kind of reasoning you find in Talmud or Midrash.
Yes.
You have these explanations to things that are good questions about the Bible. So you have a whole bunch of interpretations pop up from that.
Mm-hmm. And also where it says, and by this, according to your word, I will judge you because of the enmity which the enemy has placed in you. This is a pun on ekthron, enmity, and ekthros, enemy. Ginsburg suggests that in the Hebrew original, this sentence read according to your actions, that it was addressed to the serpent, and that it was located at the end of 26. Mm-hmm. In the Greek, the word refers to Eve's promise in verse 2. The idea that Satan awakened Eve's sexual desire is found in the Apocalypse of Abraham 23, PRE 21, Philo up 56.
Sorry, what was the one in the Apocalypse of Abraham? Because we did read that.
Apocalypse of Abraham 23.
Okay.
It doesn't give a verse.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Unless it's like super short. I don't think it was that short, actually. I don't remember it being that short.
Pseudo-Philo is in here.
Yeah.
And Pseudo-Philo 56. Let me see if I can find it.
You said chapter 23, right?
Yeah, 23. See if you can find something on there. Okay, so Pseudo-Philo talks about the Urim and Thummim in 26.
All right, so here's what I got for you on the reference to the Apocalypse of Abraham. Okay, so who is the one who seduced Eve, and what is the fruit of the tree? And you will know what will be and how much will be for your seed in the last days. And what you cannot understand, I will make known to you, because you have been pleasing before my face, and I will tell you what I have kept in my heart. And I looked at the picture, and my eyes ran to the side of the Garden of Eden. And I saw there a man very great in height and terrible in breadth, incomparable in aspect, entwined with a woman who was also equal to the man in aspect and size. And they were standing under a tree of Eden. And the fruit of the tree was like the appearance of a bunch of grapes of the vine, and behind the tree was standing something like a dragon in form, but having hands and feet like a man's. On his back 6 wings, on the right, and 6 on the left. And he was holding the grapes of the tree and feeding them to the two I saw entwined with each other. Yeah, so
I remember that.
I mean, yeah, but it was, it's been a while since we covered the Apocalypse of Abraham. So
yeah, it has. I don't see this part. Well, it just says Philo. It doesn't say Pseudo-Philo.
Oh yeah, that would be different.
Is Philo in here?
It wouldn't be.
You're right. It only has Pseudo-Philo.
Yeah.
Actually, Philo, the epic poet, does appear in here. Let me see where it is, because it might be interesting. So it does say in what you just read that Eve was seduced.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they were both being seduced according to the Apocalypse of Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was feeding both of them at the same time, which is what Abraham saw in that vision.
Right. So This is going to be on page 781.
Now you have to remember there's usually that whole ass introduction too.
Mm-hmm. Which is coming up here. Philo the epic poet. Oh, these are fragments.
Oh, okay, yeah, so it's not super long. All right.
And it doesn't contain what.
Okay, so we're looking at the. Okay, we're looking at probably a different Philo.
Yeah, probably a different Philo. All right. Chapter 26. And after he had told me these things, he spoke to the serpent in a great wrath, saying to him, since you have done this and become an ungrateful vessel, so far as to lead astray the careless of heart, accursed are you beyond all wild beasts. First of all, the first clause of the first verse here, after he had told me these things, doesn't appear in several manuscripts. And second of all, where it says you have become an ungrateful vessel.
Oh, yeah.
The Greek skeos akariston may be a translation of the Hebrew clay Belial, tool of Belial. So Fuchs, Ginsburg, and Moorer. But see Hosea 8:8 in the Septuagint.
Oh, we left the Septuagint over on the thing.
Well, anyways, either way, the manuscripts C and D4 don't contain the expression.
Okay.
So, all right, let me continue on here. You shall be deprived of the food which you used to eat, and shall eat dust every day of your life. You shall crawl on your belly, and you shall be deprived of your hands as well as your feet. So
that makes sense for the snake. Yeah.
Yep. There.
Yeah, he eat dust. That's all they eat, right?
Right.
Well, they don't eat a lot at one. Well, they eat one big thing and then they don't eat much.
Yeah.
So
that's all they really need.
People didn't really think they didn't eat that much.
And back in the day, it would probably be incredibly rare for you to stick around a snake long enough
to see it eat.
Yeah.
Pretty trippy to think about. They didn't know most of the time. Then it's like, yeah.
It just swallows the meal whole.
I have no idea what this thing eats. I never see it eat, but I've seen the snake a lot.
There shall be left for you neither ear, nor wing, nor one limb of that with which you enticed them in your depravity, and caused them to be cast out of paradise. And I will put enmity between you and his seed. He shall beware of your head, and you his heel, until the day of judgment.
So it's interesting that the universe just started and now they're talking about the day of judgment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is pretty weird. But that is the end of chapter 26, and we're entering into a new section. If you're enjoying the stream so far, give us a like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, and neighbors.
And snakes, share it with snakes.
Yeah, and I'll be right back.
Man, you got you should see a doctor.
Lots of caffeine this morning.
yeah, that could do that. All right. Anyways, so let's hop into chapter 27, I suppose. This is the expulsion and the repentance. Now, this is still Eve's speech. I'm not going to do the voice because I think that voice is ridiculous. And I think I would just butcher it. So.
Yep, you would.
I would, yeah.
Good self-awareness.
Having said these things, he ordered his angels to cast us out of paradise. While we were being expelled and lamenting, your father Adam begged the angels, "Let me be a little while, so that I may beseech God, that he might have compassion and pity on me, for I alone have sinned." Oh, interesting. So this is supposed to be Adam saying this.
To God.
Right, and he's saying that he alone has sinned.
Yeah, Eve is still telling the story.
Right.
But yeah.
So I guess according to Adam, he had sinned.
Yeah.
So I guess
Him alone.
well, maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll find out why the emphasis has been moved so sharply to Eve. And they ceased driving him out, and Adam cried out with weeping and said, "Forgive me, Lord, what have I done?" Then the Lord said to his angels, "Why have you stopped driving Adam out of paradise?"
You're not even trying to do the voice.
Of course I'm not. I'd butcher it, and it would no.
Wow.
It's just the voice, just not for me.
You're not demarking that it's Eve talking in any way.
I have already said that it was Eve talking. Still,
I said it was
multiple times.
Yeah.
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 So either way, Eve is continuing with her speech.
Yeah.
And according to her, God is saying to his angels, "Why have you stopped driving Adam out of paradise? Is the guilt mine, or did I judge badly?" Probably a rhetorical question there, because how could he ever judge badly?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Then the angels fell on the ground and worshiped the Lord, saying, "You are righteous, Lord, and you judge uprightly." So I'm guessing they're just going to continue pushing Adam out of paradise.
Yep.
Because, he's not even really responding to Adam here.
Yeah.
Adam was just like, he wants to, make up for this somehow, right?
Well,
Maybe. No, he's seeking compassion and pity. So we'll see how it goes. He's looking for some kind of, I don't know, maybe a conversation at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
So now into chapter 28. And the Lord turned and said to Adam, oh, never mind. He's actually talking to him.
Mm.
From now on, I will not allow you to be in paradise. And Adam answered and said, Lord, give me from the tree of life that I might eat before I am cast out. Then the Lord spoke to Adam, you shall not now take from it, for it was appointed to the cherubim and the flaming sword which turns to guard it because of you.
What?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, okay, so in Genesis, is like, well, lucky he didn't eat from the tree of life, because then he would be like us, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean...
But apparently that was food for the cherubim?
Well, all of the plants were given under the dominion of Adam.
That's true.
And this cherubim with the flaming sword in Genesis was only appointed to paradise at the gates of paradise, not at the tree of life itself.
Yeah, but now he's because they're distinguishing between the cherubim as the class of angels
mm-hmm.
and the flaming sword itself.
Mm-hmm.
So the flaming sword, it looks like the flaming sword itself is the one that is turning to guard the tree.
Okay.
Because it says, and the flaming sword, which turns to guard it because of you, that you might not taste of it and be immortal forever. Now, apparently, in the Dead Sea Scrolls, the cherubim are the highest rank of angels. We can also...
Yeah, I was just looking through ranks of angels, obvious reasons for magic thing that I was making.
Yeah.
And cherubim are either the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, or the 10th position. They're pretty high up, actually.
Yeah, they of course they would be.
Yeah, but there's other things that could be higher than them, and depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, and there are a couple of references here to the Enochic works,
Mm-hmm.
but both the first and second Enoch.
Wherein?
Well, let's see. For first Enoch, it is in 6110. 6110.
6110. Oh, hold on one moment. I'm getting 61.
We're pretty close there, I think.
Yep, 6110. It will summon all the hosts of heavens and all the holy ones above, all the hosts of God, the cherubic, seraphim, opening all the angels' power, all the angels' principalities.
Okay. I mean, I guess if
It mentions them.
yeah, it does mention them. And then also 2nd Enoch 19:6.
19:6. So 19:6 reads, this one only goes up to verse 3, verse 19, or chapter 19.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's differences
between other works, yeah, or other translations or manuscripts.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to continue on here. Either way, the sword is guarding the tree, but that you might have strife, which the enemy has placed in you. But when you come out of paradise, if you guard yourself from all evil, preferring death to it, at the time of the resurrection, I will raise you again, and then there shall be given to you from the tree of life, and you shall be immortal forever. But at that point, everybody gets it.
Yeah. What's the point?
Yeah, like there's nothing special about
first
that.
in line.
There's what?
He'll be first in line.
Yeah, he better be.
Everybody else has to wait as long as it takes for every other person who's ever existed before them to get one. He gets to go first.
He's been waiting the longest.
Right, that is also true.
Yep.
Yeah.
By that standard, it's depressing either way.
Well, yeah, absolutely. All right, and now we're on to chapter 29.
Wow.
Yeah. When the Lord had said these things, he ordered us cast out of paradise. And your father wept before the angels opposite paradise. And the angels said to him, "What do you want us to do for you, Adam?" Your father answered and said to the angels, "See, you are casting me out. I beg you, let me take fragrances from paradise, so that after I have gone out, I might bring an offering to God, so that God will hear me." So is this their way of like answering why they brought nothing with them? I didn't think that needed much explanation.
I guess so. I think this
just
is
got you
more
the best
of
birthday gift of all.
Nothing.
I think this is more of an explanation of why sacrifices take place in the way that they do. They say, "Bring us fragrances," right? And when they burn the oil and they sacrifice the meat, it creates a pleasing fragrance for the Lord. So, like, the explanation is that this tradition goes back to Adam replicating the fragrances which occurred within paradise.
That would make sense, but I was also talking about the part where he was trying to get the fruit from the tree of life. Was it maybe an explanation of why he didn't have any because it was appointed to the cherubim?
Yeah, it could be.
Like why he wouldn't eat of that one instead?
Why wouldn't he have eaten it from it in the first place? It grows every kind of fruit, right? So, like, theoretically, it offers the most varied diet, and there's no reason to eat from any other tree.
Right, that tree sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start
grafted a bunch of other trees onto one tree, and there you go. It makes all these fruit,
and it's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Either way, he wants to bring something so he can sacrifice later. And they came to God and said, "Jael, eternal king, command that fragrant incenses from paradise be given to Adam." So that's interesting there, Jael.
Jael.
Yeah, Jael, a compound. Oh, okay, so it's a compound.
Of Yah and Al.
Yeah. Compound of the first syllable of the two most common Hebrew biblical terms for God. Yeah. So, okay. So it's interesting there that they have that. I don't think we've seen Jael before in this context.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's implied to be like his given name.
Well, he has a lot of names, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, he does. That is true.
Not a big surprise that there's like another variation. Just another one.
He's a lot like Lawrence.
I don't have that many names.
Lawrence, the Milwaukee atheist.
That's never been a title I went by.
The pirate guy.
Yeah, that's true.
The Russian nihilist.
That is also true.
The Russian atheist.
Also true.
I don't know what the sandwich artist. the hookah caterer.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Pizza guy.
The pizza guy.
Yeah, also true.
And Lemon and
Lemon,
Lewis.
yeah. I was mostly thinking about Lemon and JJ.
JJ.
Yeah.
You've had nicknames. Everybody has.
Yeah. Yeah, Jael is basically JJ.
Yeah. It's a nickname.
Because Jimmy John's is JJ. So in the same way, Yahweh Elohim is Jael.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah. So
amazing.
Incredible. And so they're asking him to do this. And God offered Adam to come that he might take aromatic fragrances out of paradise for his sustenance. That's nice, I guess, because it benefits him. When the angels allowed him, he gathered both kinds. Both kinds.
Plants and animals.
No.
Plants and substances.
Sorry, for cultic purposes and for food. Several manuscripts read 4 kinds.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So here's a whole list of them. Crocus, nard, reed, cinnamon, and other seeds for his food.
Why even name those if you're going to say and other seeds?
Dude, I don't know.
Because nard.
Because those are good ones, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
Any excuse to throw in a nard reference.
And he took these and went out of paradise, and so we came to be on the earth. All right, I guess. Came to be on the earth.
Well, I guess he gets some seeds.
He
From
does,
heaven.
yeah.
Or Eden.
Yeah. So now on to chapter 30. Chapter 30 is very, very short.
Okay.
Like, it's a single line short. Now, and this, I'm guessing this is the end of the speech, it looks like. Now then, my children, I have shown you the way in which we were deceived. But you watch yourselves so that you do not forsake the good. Yeah, I suppose. And then we're getting into this this next section here. That was chapter 30, by the way. It was that one line. So this next section here is the death and burial of Adam and Eve.
Right, because Adam was already dying.
Yeah.
And we know in the Vita that Eve dies shortly after.
Yep. So yeah, let's hop into that then. Chapter 31. When she had said these things in the midst of her sons, and while Adam was lying ill, having one more day before going out of the body, Eve said to Adam, "Why are you dying and I live? And how long have I to live after you die? Tell me."
Yeah. Well, she hasn't experienced this before. The only death which has occurred thus far is a murder, so it's not right.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to ask, I guess, when someone dies.
Yeah,
if they're
she's only slightly younger than he is.
Yeah, only slightly. So I guess was there like an expectation that old people would know when they would die? I don't know. When somebody else would die, I should say.
And
I feel like that'd be weird.
I don't know. Adam knows when he's going to die.
I guess, yeah, because he's like got a couple more days left.
And
in this case, one more day.
There have been some records of people knowing when they're gonna die. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's never like so far ahead.
Yeah, it's always relatively close. But there have been like,
yeah, my mom knew she was gonna die young. I don't know why. She
Well,
always said she would die young.
Did she ever give like an exact age or a date? No, probably not.
No, but she did say she wouldn't make it to 60.
Well,
she
that's
died
not
3 years before 60. That's like, yeah.
It's not super exact.
No, it was never super precise, but always, I don't know. I didn't like that she said that, and I didn't like that that was true.
Well, You can see like some Tibetan monks. They'll legitimately be like, I am going to die in 3 days. And then they die in 3 days.
Yeah.
Right. So like it's not unheard of.
Yeah. So maybe she's assuming that she is also close to death then, because the death date would be known by somebody.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Well, presumably God would know.
Well, yeah, God, obviously. But, like, she's asking a human this.
Yeah.
She's asking Adam this. Then Adam said to Eve, "Do not be concerned about this, for you shall not be long after me.
Oh.
But we shall both alike die, and you yourself shall be laid in my place." Creepy. "But when I die, leave me alone, and let no one touch me until the angel of the Lord shall say something about me." That I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't say anything, they probably will. But if they don't,
The birds get him.
birds get them. Okay. "For God will not forget me, but will seek his own vessel which he has formed." Interesting use of the word vessel there.
Well, I mean, technically, so far,
Other manuscripts read image.
technically, so far, God's shown up every time someone's died.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Whatever happened to that?
yeah, I guess there wouldn't be atheists.
There wouldn't. There would not. It would just be so simple. It would be that easy.
And no effort, actually, on
Like,
his part.
none, yeah.
This is
He can be literally anywhere at once.
You could pop up right here.
Yeah. Without effort.
You guys see anything?
I looked.
I see my reflection multiple times, but that's because there are a lot of mirrors.
Are you God?
Maybe.
No.
Am I?
One of the reflections was, yeah, there you go. You missed it. It wasn't that one.
It wasn't-
No, it's gone now.
Ah, shit. Okay. Well, got nothing. All right. Let's see. Where was I? Right. So he's saying that you're gonna die, and I'm gonna die, but let nobody touch me until God says something nice. But rather rise to pray to God until I shall give back my spirit into the hands of the one who has given it. For we know not how we shall meet our Maker, whether he shall be angry with us or turn to have mercy on us. Now, Adam has already met God. So has Eve.
Yeah.
They have spoken directly to God.
They certainly have.
So maybe this is just a translation of an idiom. I don't know. But yeah, the phrase meet your Maker, right? That's pretty common. But you can't take it literally for them.
Right.
Because they already have done that. All right.
Hand it up to me for the last couple.
The last two chapters. Okay. So now we're on to chapter 32.
Yes, Eve's repentance and Adam's death. Chapter 32. Then Eve rose and went out and fell to the ground and said, I have sinned, O God. I have sinned, O Father of all. I have sinned against you. I have sinned against your chosen angels. I have sinned against the cherubim. I have sinned against your steadfast throne. I have sinned, Lord. I have sinned much. I have sinned before you, and all sin in creation has come about through me. While Eve was still on her knees praying, behold!
Behold!
The angel of mankind came to her and lifted her up, saying, Rise, Eve, from your repentance, for behold,
Behold!
Behold.
Adam, your husband, has gone out of his body. Rise and see his spirit borne up to meet its maker.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
See, funerals aren't like this anymore.
Yeah. So the E manuscripts refer to death as resulting from Eve's sin. But this angel of mankind Michael is intended. You can see this in Vita 41:1.
Gotcha.
All right, now we are on to chapter.
Wait, hold up. Are you telling me that Adam died without mourning every single one of his body parts?
Yep.
Yeah.
Listen.
Oh,
hands.
First digit of index finger.
Yes.
It's good stuff. That was in Cedroc, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's a very 5-head play.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Until Jesus is literally like, stop it.
yeah.
Knock it off.
That's good stuff.
You think if Jesus wants to be like Jesus fucking Christ, he's just like fucking me.
Sure.
Anyway, chapter 33, the return of God with his angels.
He goes somewhere?
Yeah, he was hanging out in paradise.
Okay.
Yeah, it says he was in paradise. That's where they went.
This is Return of the King. And Eve rose and put her hands on her face. The Greek manuscripts here have several variants. The Aramaic manuscript G reads, with her hands wiped her many tears from her face. And there's a lot of different things that could pop up, but they're not detailed here.
Okay.
And the angel said to her, lift yourself from earthly things. And Eve gazed into heaven and saw a chariot of light coming, drawn by 4 radiant eagles, of which it is not possible for anyone born from the womb to tell their glory or to see their faces. Manuscripts M1, G, and E1 read, the beauty and glory of which it is impossible for tongues of men to describe.
Ah, okay. Which would make sense because this entire narrative takes place as God revealing this to Moses.
Mm-hmm. And angels went before the chariot. When they came to the place where your father Adam was lying, the chariot stood, and the seraphim were between your father and the chariot. Here it says your father. Well, most of the Apocalypse of Moses 33 through 34 is written as though Eve is speaking. This may have been part of a separate section from which 15 through 30 were also derived. Not clear. I myself saw golden censers and 3 bowls, and behold, all the angels with frankincense and the censers of the bowls came to the altar and breathed on them, and the fumes of the incense hid the sky, or firmaments. F and H read heaven. So lots of smoke.
It's filling up the sky.
Yeah. And the angels fell down and worshipped God, crying out and saying, Holy Jael, forgive, for he is your image and the work of your holy hands.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait till next time to see if he forgives.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. The way he was acting before, Eve said that he was, very mad about it. Didn't even... he wasn't, he couldn't eat from the tree of life, but he did let him go back in and get frankincense, both for, or I guess, fragrances, both for food and for sacrifice.
Yeah.
But I feel like that would, that'd also benefit God. So it would stroke his ego.
True.
Yeah.
But those are the chapters for the day. Next week, we're going to be finishing The Life of Adam and Eve 2, Electric Boogaloo, The Apocalypse of Moses, Turbo Championship Edition.
There you go.
Extreme with
with an X?
3 X's.
3 X's.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that should go on a different platform.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Add more. Never gonna remember it now.
So I hope you enjoyed that reading, and on Sunday we will be starting John. So that's
And
exciting.
prior to that,
Prior to starting John on Sunday, I will be on Aaron Raw's channel, and we will be talking about Genesis 1 and 2, redeeming myself of the horrendous episode that we had of Atheist Sunday School that early on.
So unprofessional compared to
So bad. So it was so bad.
Be sure to tell Aaron that I say hi, and that his watchers are viewing him from the astral plane.
Will do. Is it supposed to be a reference to something?
I'm sure he'll get a kick out of it.
Okay.
Given stories that he has said before.
Okay. Anyways, people viewing from the astral plane, those people should also drop likes.
They can't. They can't physically interact with the computer.
Can they
right?
hack into a system maybe? By being
Time to hack reality.
Wow.
This firewall's gonna come tumbling down
Yeah.
like a ton of bricks.
Like a wall.
Exactly like a wall. So either way, thanks everyone for joining us. We'll be finishing the book next week. And
so far, which do you think is better?
the Apocalypse of Moses is better, I think.
Yeah, so
it's
far.
better.
Yeah. So
Detail does not make it better. The first one. The first one had more detail in parts, and it didn't make it better.
yeah, this one it seems to try to answer more questions
And
that
get
we
to them.
had. Yeah.
Get to the point where they answer questions instead of just leaving it there and having more detail.
Right.
Yeah. So either way, we have a Patreon.
Yeah, you can pay us money on there.
Yeah, you could do that. You could be on the show. You could get T-shirts and our monthly T-shirt giveaways. You get our video scripts, whole bunch of stuff. Join
Don't
us.
they get added into the credits of the scripted videos too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we never mentioned that, but
You do get added
we
to
also
those.
rarely ever make the scripted videos.
It's been a while. But when they are made, yes, absolutely they are going in the credits.
Yeah, so everyone will know how cool you are.
Exactly. Let's see.
And there are different tiers of patronage
there are
to signify how cool you are.
exactly.
Like you're cool just because you're on the end card, but if you're really cool, then you give us more money.
And if you don't want to, do the whole T-shirt giveaway thing, you could just get a T-shirt.
Yeah, you could look at a piece of pinned merchandise that is being pinned right now by our merchandise pinner.
Our merchandise pinner.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could get one of those. There's a nice Behold
in size
shirt.
small.
Well, I mean, either way, you could pick whatever size you want.
Just pick the first thing.
Let's see. What else? What else we got? We have an Amazon wish list. Lots of books on there,
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we wish for,
and they're on the wish list.
and
Yeah.
they are listed there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a while for them.
I mean, I don't know.
For some reason, it's taking forever for this to pin.
Yeah, whatever.
Not pinning.
But all links are in the description either way.
Not pinning.
It's like a Brazilian jiu-jitsu player who's walked into a wrestling ring.
Not pinning.
It just chose not to pin. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's something
What?
incredible. Just leave this open for a little bit.
It's
Let's
like
see
a
what happens.
Brazilian
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu fighter. It just chose not to be
pin.
pinned.
Yeah, good timing. So let's see what else we got. Facebook and Twitter, free to follow us on those platforms.
MilwaukeeAtheists@gmail.com.
Lawrence
Free to,
diss tracks.
yeah, that's free. Unless you pay for a backing track or a microphone, then it's not free.
We also want you to go watch our covering of Ahikar.
Yeah.
Because we need stories, like ends of the stories written.
Not
'cause-
finished. So we need you to finish it.
Exactly.
For us.
Okay, this thing isn't even fucking working. All right, whatever.
trying.
For some reason, we can't pin merchandise.
All links are in the description either way. Thank you everyone for joining us. And we will
See you on
Sunday. I'll see you twice on Sunday, actually.
Probably.
On our